What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Football Chatbox. My name is Ryan, and hope you are all doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day. Shout out to Manish, Andy, Sandri. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're all doing well. Uh, so, unfortunately, another week, another red arrow. Two red arrows now on a row, which is a bit of disappointing because we had like a pretty decent growth, and then we've kind of fallen back almost at the 2 million mark now, which is kind of disappointing. To be honest, if I if I actually made no transfers and I played the team that I would have played with no transfers, I actually would have ended up with a green arrow. Funnily enough, so if I didn't bring in, so let's say I didn't bring in Welbeck, Mateta, and Embuemo, I would have had Reinders, Gyökeres, and Joe Pedro. And I would have probably benched Gyökeres and started Endai. And I would have probably ended up with a green arrow because of that. Because I missed out on me not starting Endai was basically the difference between a red arrow and a green arrow this week. Unfortunately, it is what it is. We can't do much about it. We just move on to the next week. That is basically FPL as things stand. Red arrow. It is what it is. Now this week, this is how the team is looking like. I am going to do Tarkovsky to. I was looking to do Tarko to a defender. Tarkovsky has been very annoying. Like he's been a very bad transfer in on the wild card. Like I've not really gotten a clean sheet from him at all. Have I? Maybe I got the first game week, and then after that, I've not got a single clean sheet. It's been a bit disappointing. Even apart from the clean sheets, like the man isn't even hitting DEFCON. Like Moisek, no, not Moiskin. Keane is basically hitting DEFCON almost every game, and then Tarkovsky is not even hitting DEFCON at this rate. Like, what's his DEFCON numbers? This guy was supposed to be pretty good at DEFCON, and I was like 8, 7, 13 he hit here against City, but they conceded a lot. 11 he hit here, but like, yeah, he hasn't been that great. I'm looking to sell, to be honest. I am definitely looking to sell. For either Mark Guehi or I was having this conversation in the Discord with Dom. He was looking at Reece James as well. Reece James is also not too bad. However, I think I might eventually go for Guehi just because fixtures for Guehi are nice. He's hitting DEFCON as well, to be honest. So I'm definitely probably going for Guehi. I'm just waiting for European fixtures to finish before I make that transfer. I need to fix the defense because I was looking at the top point scorers in the game so far. If you look at the top point scorers in the game, you've got a lot of goalkeepers and defenders as the top point scorers, and very few midfielders and attackers. So if you look at Haaland, okay, clearly 98 points. The next highest is Joe Pedro at 52, and then Mateta at 48. Right now, in 52 and above, Salah has just reached 52, Endai is on 52, Embuemo is on 53. You basically have Caicedo, Declan Rice, and Semenya who are higher than Joe Pedro. And Embuemo as well, but with a point. So 4 midfielders, maybe 3 midfielders, let's say, higher than Joe Pedro. In terms of defenders higher than Joe Pedro, you have Munoz, Senesi, Van de Ven, Calafiori, Guehi, Timber, and Gabriel. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defenders higher than the second most highest forward. And you have Rufus, who is the highest goalkeeper, who is also has scored more points than the second highest forward at the moment. Like the third highest forward is Mateta at 48. You can include Salah and Gravenberg, who have just outscored him as well. And you can include Chalaba, Lacroix as well, who have outscored the third highest forward. So attackers are clearly not delivering. It's all defense. And unfortunately, my defense in the last couple of weeks has been letting me down. Like if you look at it here, everyone else has like at least double Arsenal defense, and they're getting an extra clean sheet. So I have lost out on clean sheets because of that. So Tarko, Mukiele, Petrovic, disappointment. If I look at the week before, again, Tarko was the disappointment. Everyone else had like Petrovic and Senesi was good. But then my entire midfield my midfield for 2 weeks in a row has not delivered. That's a bit of a disappointment. Then the week where I bench boosted, thankfully the bench boost worked, but Petrovic, Senesi, and Tarko again, defense is been a bit disappointing. So I kind of need to improve that, which is why I'm starting to make the move selling Tarkowski first. That is the first move I'm going to do, basically. After Tarkowski, we will keep an eye out on Senesi to see how he does. But I would like an Arsenal player, extra Arsenal player, and I mentioned this on the teams on the game week review video yesterday. Now I have an extra spot for Arsenal player. I think I might eventually do that instead of getting Calafiori, instead of getting Calafiori or Timber, I might actually go for Declan Rice. He's providing great value. I was thinking whether I should do Declan Rice for a hit this week. You guys let me know. Should I do Declan Rice for a hit? It's either that or I play Endai. To be honest, playing Endai is also not too bad against Fulham this week. But it's either play Endai against Fulham or take a hit to get Declan Rice in against Sunderland. What do you guys think? I'll do whatever you guys are feeling like on this one. Because I'm 50-50 on this one. So I don't mind taking a hit if I need to. But thoughts from the chat, let me know in terms of that. But I think Taco to Guehi is probably what I'm thinking for this week. Now, let's read all the chat. And welcome to the new other people as well. Jamie, welcome. Freddie, welcome. Hope you're all doing well. K7 as well, welcome. Morning to you. So let's start with Manish. Manish basically went Captain Haaland and got 88 points. Wow. And this is 87 for me. 180k. I think, somewhere about on this. Nice. And this says I've minus 40 early transfers. Wait, you took another hit? Or you mean you've total minus 40 in terms of hits? Luckiest thing has been injuries. Yeah, fair enough. No injuries is pretty good so far. Sandri says, hi mate, have a look at my team. Mini League ID is okay. Let's have a look. Let's load your team up as well. Hi all, hope everyone is good. Pedro is now a pick, feels like a troll. Which Pedro is this? Joe Pedro? I'm not going Joe Pedro anymore. I've sold him, so I'm happy to. Now that I've actually, to be honest, for once, I'm happy with my forwards. Like all three forwards, I feel like I can now rely on. So I'm kind of happy with my forwards. Freddie, welcome. 82 points for me at 2 million highest rank of the season. Ooh, 82 points is pretty good. Well done. Size not needed if you have Mateta. Probably true, but I'm happy to keep Sa. I mean, he hit the post. The man should have got at least a goal in the last game, to be honest. He hit the post. Very unlucky in that situation. With the fixtures that with that Ismail Sa has, I'm happy to have him and own him. Whether you need to go and buy him if you don't already have him, that's probably maybe not needed because there are a few other midfielders as well. But now that I've owned him, I don't think I'm going to sell him for the moment. Ryan, I had to let my team roll again. It wouldn't let me update, says Jamie. Oh my days. So did you end up burning a transfer? Did you burn a transfer, Jamie, or did you not burn a transfer? Get Chalaba from Chelsea. I could go Chalaba from Chelsea, like Wolves and Burnley. Wolves are about to get a new manager though. New manager bounds. You never know. Imagine Wolves going now. Apparently, Gary O'Neill has rejected to join Wolves. Their next option, I think they've been linked with, is Ten Hag. Imagine if Ten Hag joins Wolves. Oh my days. Chalaba is not too bad, but I think Guehi's fixtures are slightly better longer term. Downgrade Taco and save $1 million and get Keane. I could go Everton again. However, I will wait till we get some news on Everton, whether they're going to get that double game week or blank game week, before I go and get Everton players again. I think, like, if I get Keane, like, I'm not going to play Keane in these games, right? Probably not. So I'll go Guehi now, and then I can think about Keane later, if they do end up getting a double game week. 234 in the league with 5 free transfers. Yep, Jamie definitely burnt a transfer last week. Alright, so I will load Sandri's team and Jamie's team as well. Sandri, where are you in the mini league? Can you let me know where you are in the mini league, and I can bring your name up as well. I don't know where Sandri's in the mini league. I have Sandri's ID though, so we'll probably load it via that. But please tell me where you guys are in the mini league. It's easier to kind of bring it up from there. Where is Jamie? Jamie, is this... What did you say you were at? 234. Okay, I went past. 234. Here we go. Let me load Sandri's one as well. Is Sandri still here? Sandri is still here. What was the... Sandri, I know, played the free hit chip, if I'm not mistaken. And then Chelsea defense is Andy, not James. He gets injured. Fair enough. I think Enda is okay. Cramp went off last night, and I thought he was injured. I think he should be fine. I'm just wondering whether 83 points and a free hit. Well played. I'm just wondering whether I should I probably wait one more week, right, without getting Declan Rice. But Declan Rice against Sunderland is not too bad. He'll get DEFCON the way Sunderland are playing, and chances of attack and returns is nice as well. The reason I benched Endai was because I had no confidence in his striker partner. Like I've maybe I shouldn't have watched Everton, because the last couple of weeks I watched the highlights of Everton, like 20 or 25-minute highlights, and I've also watched games while watching other games as well, because I think the game against Spurs they were playing, there was another game going on as well, so I was following both. He does so much, man. Endai does so much, and then it's just that his teammates, or especially Beto, just keeps letting him down, which is why I ended up benching him this week, thinking that again he's going to just be let down. But no, he went and got a goal and got 3 bonus as well, or 2 bonus. K7 says morning. Been and was saying this all season when I went no defense, then had solid defense. I was on me. They've gotten more rooster points. I did tell you to go solid defense at the start of the season, if you remember. You went a very cheap defense, and I was like, no, go solid defense. And then you took a massive hit, and then went a solid defense. Mid points. Rice, Caicedo, Bruno, again more rooster points. Yeah, Rice is a good option. Yes, Rice is mid and a good points because the points are not big in midfield. Enda is a baller. Enda is definitely a baller. I fully agree. Enda is a baller. Unfortunately, he's a baller in a team with a striker that's not that great. I really like Szoboszlai from Gameweek 12. Szoboszlai is not too bad. I have all. So this is where it gets a very tricky, right? So there are a few things that could happen. Now, I could go Declan Rice for Enda. Let's just assume I go Declan Rice this week for a hit, right? And then I obviously went Tarkowski to Guehi. I could in Game Week 12. No, I probably shouldn't, because Saha has Wolves. So there are a few things I could do now. I could not go Declan Rice, and I can go Calafiori or Timber. Actually, I can't go Timber. Can I go Timber? No, I can go Calafiori maybe, potentially. Let me replace Endai back. So now I could do, instead of Senesi, yes, I can probably go Calafiori. So I could do something like this. And then Game Week 12, instead of going Declan Rice, I can go Gravenberg and get a Liverpool player for the run from Forest, West Ham, Sunderland. Go and get Gravenberg. I probably won't. I can't get Szoboszlai. Can I get Szoboszlai? I don't. I actually don't mind Gravenberg, to be honest. I think I can afford Szoboszlai, but I like Gravenberg the way he's playing, and he's just getting points recently. So I could do something like this if I wanted to. But I like Declan Rice as well. So my other option is obviously I just eventually get rid of. I can't get rid of Sa against Wolves, right? Surely not. I don't know. Can I? Because if I get rid of Sa, then I would have something like this instead. Which is better? Something like this, or still maintain Ismail Sa? I don't know. I mean, these are good fixtures for Sa, to be honest. Brighton, Wolves, United is also not too bad the way United are defending, and then Burnley as well. Those are good fixtures for Sa. Sa versus a Liverpool midfielder. Sa versus Gravenberg. Who do you think gets more points over the next couple of weeks? This is a question to you guys. Don't take a hit this week, man. From me, says Andy. Szoboszlai is getting good minutes. He is, but he keeps getting pushed to right back as well at times, which is annoying. When he gets pushed to right back, then he gets DEFCON, but then he also misses out on attacking potential. Joao Pedro, I'm not going Joao Pedro. Haaland as my front three. Alright, this is Sandri's team as well. Chelsea are third best. What happened to my chat? No, still have all transfers. It wouldn't let me update my team at all, so I have 5 free transfers now. Okay, fair enough. Chelsea are third best defensive team in the Prem. I know, but check the numbers. Are they third best defensive team in the Prem? Let's have a look, shall we? Let me log in. All right, let's have a look, shall we? Chelsea stat tables. I think Enda is fine for now. No need to go for Rice. I think you should go for double Arsenal defense instead of double Arsenal attack. Califiori Timber in for Tarkowski this week or next. Would you do it for a hit? Probably not, no. Like, would you go Califiori this week or Guehi this week? Which one would you go for this week? Like, if I could pick only one. Like, I can go Califiori this week. Can I go to? Oh, actually, let me return this back. So let's say we keep Enda against Fulham, right? I can't go Timber, so I can go Califiori or Guehi for this week. Which one would you go for, Califiori or Guehi, for this week? Maybe I'll put that in a poll, and you guys can let me know. And whoever, like, whatever happens in the poll, come end of the week, like, I'll put the poll in the deadline, probably in like a, yeah, probably. Actually, let's put the poll here. Would you pick for this week? Califiori, Guehi. Because if I go, let's say I go Califiori this week. Have I spelled Guehi correctly? Guehi, yes. If I go Califiori this week, right, for example, then next week, I probably eventually end up selling Senesi for, because Senesi is the one who will have to make way, potentially. Let's say I went Gravenberg next week. Would I go Guehi? Who does Guehi play? Wolves. Would I go? I probably can do Senesi to Guehi. Oh, actually, I can do Roden to Guehi. Assuming Guehi doesn't go up in price. It is a potential possibility. How is Roden's fixtures looking like? Not great. So I could probably do Roden to Guehi. I could do this for a hit next week. Although I think I might be priced out. That's the only issue. I might eventually end up getting priced out. Anyways, let's see what this poll happens. Let's see what happens with the poll. Alright, so this is Sandri's team. Sandri had a pretty good free hit. Pope, Munoz, Gabriel, Timber, Saka, Mintev, Bruno, Iwobi, Mateta, Haaland, and Walter Mard. Double Arsenal defense returning. Minte, nice double assist. Bruno Fernandes with the assist as well. Mateta did well. Haaland did well. Pretty good free hit overall, I would say. Pretty good free hit. Not too bad. Well done. Let me move this poll. Chelsea, I think Enda, I read that. No blank, so double Arsenal versus Palace Cup game will be on 23rd December. Was confirmed yesterday. Oh, I did not see that. Thank you for letting me know. Which means, okay, so then that is that. I guess I don't have to worry about doubles or blanks. Which means Everton players can disappear then. I can get rid of Tarkowski and all, and there's no point keeping. Sandy says 101. Okay, anyways, I got your team up. -4 this week. Rice back 1 week without him. Felton was wrong. I didn't burn any transfers. My team is the same. Alright, so this is Fred Sandris. Well done. This one is Jamie's team. 75 points. Dubravka, Van der Ven, Virgil, Kukurea, Wan-Bissaka, Baleba, Salah, Kudus, Eze, Haaland, Joe Pedro, Truffett, Sells, Carvalho, and Mark Yu. Now, Jamie, I feel like you haven't wildcarded, have you? No, you haven't played a single chip actually, which is very funny. So you basically missed out on bench boost weeks. You've missed out on, but I guess when you play the wildcard is when you probably bench boost as well. So Jamie, when do you plan on playing your wildcard? I think we had this conversation. When did we decide? Did we decide like during the international break, or was it like Game Week 12? Jamie still has had faith in Salah. Thankfully, he should be praying. He should be praising a certain Emi Martinez, for basically gifting Salah a goal. Look at my team, says Manish. Did you send your team, Manish, a message, or where is your team, Manish? In the mini league, tell me where in the mini league, and I'll bring your team up. With no double and blank for the first half of the season, when are you planning to use your remaining chips? Good question. So, I think we had this discussion before, and I think we came to the conclusion that this was before we had like this double and blanks situation. I think we came to the conclusion that the free hit chip was to be played in game week 15. Why did we say game week 15? Oh yeah, we said free hit chip in game week 15. Was it game week 15? Yes, because Newcastle had Burnley, City had Sunderland, United had Wolves, Brighton had West Ham. Was it game week 15? It was game week 15, right? Or was it another game week that I am missing? No, it was game week 15, I think. I'm trying to think of any other. Liverpool. Oh yeah, and Liverpool had Leeds. Yeah. It was game week 15. Liverpool had Leeds, City had Sunderland, United had Wolves, Newcastle had Burnley. Which is why game week 15 was like the free hit week, and Brighton had West Ham. Which is why we were looking at game week 15. And Arsenal had Aston Villa that week. So like double Arsenal defense maybe might not necessarily work. That is why we kind of were thinking game week 15 for free hit. Triple captaincy chip, which is what I had left. The plan was game week 13 when City have Leeds at home. So Haaland triple captaincy in game week 13, free hit chip in game week 15. That was the plan. I don't think there were other weeks where the free hit chip like stood out as much. I think this was the discussion we had, and this is what we came to in terms of a conclusion of the two chips to play. Now, in terms of bench boost and wildcard, the last wildcard window, now game week 11 and then international break. So you can play a wildcard between game week 11 and 12. Or you could also play your wildcard game week between game week 12 and 13. Those are your wildcard windows, which would mean you also look into a bench boost window close around that time. That's kind of the way things are. I wanted Pedro, but Saliba but got Saliba and missed the window for Pedro after this. Fair enough. Thoughts on my team and mini league. I had 3 free transfers. Did Gyökeres to Mateta? Any other issues? Did Gyökeres to Mateta? I need to go to your last week's one. So you did Gyökeres to Mateta. Any other suggestions? Paqueta is good for 1 more week. Caicedo, Joe Pedro, yeah, it is what it is. Reinders has probably got to go. So you can sell Reinders is one option. Yeah, Richards, which is fine. Senesi fine. Gabriel fine. You could probably get... You could actually do Reinders to Declan Rice actually if you wanted to. That's one option. Guardiola also could potentially go to Guehi if you wanted double Palace defense. That's another option. Doesn't have to be done immediately, but like those are some of your options that you could have a look at. Even Chelsea defender, if you really wanted Chelsea defense, you can probably look at Chalobah as well. Guardiola to Chalobah as one option. So Reinders, Guardiola, those are the 2 main ones. You don't necessarily have to do them immediately. You can probably wait another week, but yeah. Guardiola though can go because they're playing Liverpool right this week. Chances of a clean sheet are low. Do look over 2 games. If you make a hit, can get the points back easy. That's true. That is why I was thinking -4 to get Declan Rice as well. I don't know. Keep Saab, but move him on next week. Hold Saab until 15. So keep or sell. XG numbers for Chelsea. I'll have a look. Mithil, how are you doing, Mithil? Welcome. Leeds are sell now. Yeah, that's the thing. So I could probably, like I said, I could probably do something like this, where I would have something like this instead, and then instead of Ndai, so I don't end up getting Declan Rice. I end up getting a Arsenal defender. It's either I go an Arsenal defender or go Declan Rice, but I probably keep Sa, right? So I can't. That means I don't go Gravenberch at all. Maybe I just don't go Liverpool at all. Maybe Liverpool are a trap, and I just go Declan Rice actually. Maybe I just go Declan Rice, guys. I don't know. You guys let me know in the chat. Maybe Liverpool are a trap and it's just asking for too much. For this week, Califiori ahead of Guehi 100%. Palace are not keeping clean sheet this week. Brighton having incredibly good attack. True. Guehi gets the points though. He does. Defcon. Send my team on Instagram. -4 burnout. Okay, I'll have a look. Mate, you need to help me out with my mid and attack stonker week. Almost the whole mid blanked. That's the same as me, my friend. That's the same as me. My entire midfield blanked. And my only midfielder who got points was on my bench. So this is Mithil as well. But before we go to Mithil, we'll have a look at Jamie. 6.2 in the banks is Andy. Okay, I'll have a look. I think you should prioritize Arsenal defense first. Their defense is a joke. California is looking more attacking than Timber. Yes, he will miss one game out of 67 matches, but the upside is there. That's the thing. The upside is extremely there. We were going to this week, I think. What were we going to do this week, Jamie? You mean make a move? Wanikwan, hope you're well. Should I start Rufus or Donnarumma or buy another goalkeeper? Rufus or Donnarumma? Rufus is playing Arsenal. Donnarumma is playing Liverpool. If you're going to buy another goalkeeper, one of the options available is Sanchez. Again, for Chelsea. If you don't have Chelsea defense, that is. Sanchez is a goalkeeper that you could potentially go and buy. I'm assuming you already have Arsenal. Like you tripled up on Arsenal maybe, so I guess Sanchez is the other goalkeeper. Anyone else with goalkeeper suggestions? I think Sanchez probably. Freddy says 130 in the mini league. Alright, let me load these teams, otherwise I might end up forgetting. We will start. So I've loaded 2 teams. I need to bring out Andy's team that he sent on Instagram, and this is Jamie's team. Is Andy's team. I set my alarm. Jamie set his alarm just in time to join the stream. This is Andy's team. I've seen Mithil's message just come in. Who else am I missing? Freddy 130 you said, right, Freddy? Man, it was Freddy 130 in the mini league. Hoo, Freddy's closing in on me. Here we are. Alright, let's go back to Jamie. Where was the rest? Tiger, welcome. How are you doing? I sent you my team. Yes, I have seen it. Okay, and we load Tiger's team as well. Alright, back to Jamie. Tin, welcome. How are you doing? And this is my team is 99.4 million. I have 6.2 in the back. The most expensive team is not the best often. Well, you've been doing well. I look at my team and think whoever has this team must be an ass. Well, you get Timber or Rice after Gabriel. They're the best points out of the Gunners team. I can't afford Timber, so it's only Rice. Rice over Saka and Mateta over Krupi Jr. How's that looking? Says Mitchell. Ooh, okay. We'll have a look when I get to your team. Spurs out. Okay, let's fix Jamie's team. I'm looking at getting Guehin. Yes, I don't mind that move as well. Alright, let's fix Jamie's team. Jamie, 5 free transfers. Spurs definitely out. And we've been speaking about defenders all this time. And you have your first priority, Jamie, is getting Gabriel. Honestly, you probably would have had way more points by now if you had Gabriel in your team. So probably Van de Ven out, Gabriel in. Right? And then after, not even Van de Ven, even Van Dijk if you really wanted to get rid of. Both Van Dijk and Van de Ven can probably go, and you can get Gabriel in, or you can keep Van Dijk because maybe like the next set of fixtures you think that Forest, West Ham, Sunderland, good fixtures, Leeds as well after that, good fixtures, maybe Van Dijk might actually do well. So Van de Ven has got to go, Gabriel has definitely got to come in. That's one. But you can't afford that, so Van Dijk has got to go as well because you don't have the cash to be bringing in Gabriel at the moment. Guehi is another one. Mateta would be very nice to have as well. And then there's the question of a certain Mo Salah. What do you do? Then your other question, Jamie, is when are you wildcarding? Because this is the more important question. Because that will determine how many transfers you do this week. Because if you're wildcarding in Game Week 12 or in the international break, you can potentially carry over those transfers and don't have to do too many for just this week. Because then we're just focusing on just one game week. So it depends on when you're wildcarding. I'm looking at getting Guehin, says Tiger. Yes, that's good. I read that. Is it time to get Salah back? No. Let's be honest, guys. Now, yes, Salah scored a goal. Yes, he ended up getting 10 points like Jamie's having here. But let's be honest. He was gifted an open net. He was basically gifted a goal. Like, I don't think Manchester City are going to be playing the same way as naive as Aston Villa were. Like Aston Villa, I did a mini rant on that video. I'm not gonna do. I don't want. I'll probably keep my mini rant again for the podcast on Thursday. By the way, podcast is on Thursday, not on Wednesday. So I'll keep my mini rant about Aston Villa on and how naive they were tactically for the podcast. But that's not going to happen again. Like Manchester City are not going to be gifting goals, surely not. And then after that they play Forest. Sean Dyche. He has not Sean Dyche. Nuno probably has only one way of playing at this moment. No, actually Sean Dyche. What am I talking? Sean Dyche. Then Nuno. Both very similar style of players. Hoof it long, lads. Hoof it long. And then Sunderland park the bus. Hoof it long again. These are 4 teams that are just going to hoof it long. Leeds, unfortunately. Oh, Leeds at home. Leeds at home is not too bad. So probably Salah is going to get some points at Leeds and Brighton. Brighton love to try and press and play off from the back. They probably might concede. And then the Spurs, who knows. So I don't think it's necessarily important that you go and buy Salah, to be honest. He hasn't really shown that he needs to be bought. Let's be honest. For the price. Where he really gets points when none of the other defenders don't get. Yeah, 5 points a game, man on average. Goal assist, defcon, clean sheet. Yeah. Would you swap Timber and Munoz for Gabriel and Guehi for a -4? 53 in the league and have 0.4 in the bank or 1 free transfer. Gabriel had said break. Timber and Munoz to Gabriel and Guehi? Yes, I would do that in a heartbeat for a -4. Yes. It's insane the amount of points that Gabriel has been getting. It's almost, he gets double the rest of, like, he's been getting double the rest of the Arsenal defenders. So I would definitely do that, yes. Alright, so that's Jamie's team. All depends on when he's planning on. With Kudus and Van de Ven gone, have 11.4. Gabriel can come in. You could, for Kudus, you could actually go and get Declan Rice as well if you wanted to. Or you could, again, this all depends on when you're wildcarding, to be honest. You could go and get Declan Rice. That's one option. That way you don't have to get Saka. But yeah. 11.4. No, 11.4 is not enough to get Declan Rice and Gabriel. So Gabriel and whatever is left. How much is left after you get Gabriel? Can you let me know how much? 6 point. Gabriel is what? 6 point something? I don't know what Gabriel is at. Let me know how much you get after having Gabriel. And then this one was Mithil. Mithil's team. 75 points. Rare. Gabriel. Captaincy paid off significantly well. Well done. Well done. Guehi, Taco, Sa, Enzo, Saka, Semenyo, Endai, Walter Mada, and Haaland. Krupi, Chalobah, Senesi, and Dubravka on the bench. Vanikwan says, my team, Rufus, Tarkowski, Timber, Chalobah, Gabriel. So Taco, Timber, Chalobah, Gabriel, Sa, Rice, Semenyo, Enzo, Haaland, Matita, Walter Mada, Donnarumma, Burn, Minte, Semenyo. My dilemma is in goalkeeper and Semenyo. I think Semenyo should be fine now that Evanilson is back. As long as Evanilson starts, I think Semenyo will be okay. So we're hoping for Evanilson to be starting. I think your issues are Semenyo in bench actually. Oh, he's in the bench? Really? Why? They're playing Aston Villa. Who are you starting over Semenyo? Timber, Chalobah, Gabriel, Sa, Rice, Semenyo, Enzo, Haaland, Mateta, Walter Mada. Oh, you're playing Walter Mada, no? Oh, you have Minte as well. Are you starting Minte? Oh, wait. Why do you have Semenyo on the bench? Oh, no, you have Minte. Wait. You've repeated Semenyo twice. Vanikwan. I feel like you're missing a player. Why? No, you're not missing a player. Actually, you're playing a 3-4-3. Feels like you've missed Danburn, Minte. Feels like you missed a defender, maybe. You've added like... Oh, sorry, wait. You've added 12 players in that list. Are you benching a defender or are you benching Semenyo? Only 4.8 left after Gabriel. You can't even go for Weaver, who is actually 4.9. We were having a look at him yesterday. Not yesterday, we were having a look at him on the deadline stream. I think got 10 points. Shout out to Tiger for this one. 10-pointer. He went and got. 4.8 is not enough. You need a bit more cash. Need to do something about their midfield. Plus, why was Walter subbed out so early? Why was Walter subbed out so early? Good question. Do we know exactly why he was subbed out? Unfortunately, I did not watch the. I watched highlights and I didn't even notice he was subbed out in the highlights. There is no news about why he was subbed out. No news of why he was actually subbed out. I think if you guys want to sell Walter, I actually don't mind if you guys want to sell Walter, to be honest. There are plenty of other there are plenty of other like strikers who are doing pretty well. So if you guys want to get rid of Walter as well, I actually don't mind. He meant to say Senesi on the bench, no Semenyo. Okay, that makes sense. Van de Ven out for Guehi. Yes. Rice is 5 points a game, man, but in midfield set and forget, not ever going to cap you up. I said before I might get rid of Salah. Yeah, so you probably have to get rid of Salah. That's the only way I can think of. How much is Baleba? Baleba is actually 4.7. Damn, that's insane. So, Jamie, I guess the question is, you probably eventually look into wildcard in Game Week 12 as well, potentially. Newcastle haven't won a single game away. Nope, they haven't. I don't know who to change because my 4 defenders look great. I think Semenyo on the bench. If I start him, who should I bench? If you start Semenyo, the person I would be benching would be Tarkowski. I would potentially be benching Tarkowski. So this is Mithil's team. I think Walter went off because Newcastle were poor and he hardly touched the ball for stuff. That makes sense. Fair enough. They've been poor away for a long time. Alright, this was Mithil's team as well. Mithil basically said he needs to do something about the midfield. What exactly are we planning on doing with this midfield? Actually, this midfield is pretty good. Let's be honest. On paper, the midfield looks pretty good. And on paper, Saka, Sa probably should have returned. Or most definitely should have returned this week. Like Sa and Saka, the chances they had, they probably should have got at least one goal. Enzo, the fixtures are still good. Could potentially work out. Semenyo, unfortunately, since Krupi Jr. has been playing, he hasn't been doing well. So you kind of need Evan Nilsson to start for Semenyo to potentially do a bit better. Ndai still has one more good week if you wanted to keep Saka to Rice, Krupi to Mateta. You could do that. You could also do Walter to Mateta if you wanted to. That's also another option. That is also another option if you wanted to go that way. And then this one was the fixture ticker. We will move that. This is Jamie's. I'll still have Jamie's team open. This is Mithil's. This one was obviously Andy's team. Andy has done a -4, which is... Andy, what did you end up doing? Did you end up getting Declan Rice back in? Or what did you do? I don't know what you did, Andy. Muhin, welcome. Leaving FPL for good. Luck is very bad. No, why? What happened, Muhin? Talk to me. You can still watch the channel, even though you can join us for the pod. Like you can listen to the podcast as we talk football stuff, and just avoid the FPL stuff. But what happened? Talk to me. I'm just gonna go ahead and make some changes. Alright. 0.1 million lacking for Walter to Mateta. Will someone else out? Walter to Mateta, 0.1 lacking. Tarkowski to... Do you need to do Tarkowski out? Because you could probably play Senesi this week, or even Chalobah this week. So you play Guehi, Gabriel, and Chalobah this week. Your 0.1 shot. Yeah, you could actually still sell Tarkowski, to be honest. Tarko to To who would we go? Who is the option Taco out to? So Palace defense, Arsenal defense. Oh, you could probably look at Aston Villa defense. Matty Cash, potentially. Certain Matty Cash is an option. Yes, they played pretty bad against Liverpool, but the fixtures are good. I know Andy will be talking about Matty Cash. Bournemouth Leeds. I mean, you probably don't play him for Bournemouth. Maybe you could. I don't know. Honestly, he had a shot on target, which Mamadashvili did make a good save. But Matty Cash is probably someone you could have a look at if you really wanted another cheaper defender, since you already have Palace defense, Arsenal defense, Chelsea defense. The only other defense I can think about is probably Aston Villa. Now that you said that, I wanted to load these tables. So we have team defense and team attack. Let's see where these defense and attack stats land. I know it's for a fact, but can't afford Salah, but KPJ for Pedro and Salah for Gakpo. KPJ for Pedro and Salah for Gakpo. Sold Rice for him back and got Chelsea defenders in. Roll, says Mithil. You could roll one more week, but Mateta is a nice to have. But you could roll one more week if you want to do. Or to order bench for me, but honestly, they're one of the best teams in the game. Said I forget to cap options. Cash, yes, but not for cleans. No, you buy cash for basically the attack in returns. So these are the defenders, or these are the teams with the best defense so far. Arsenal is just elite. City are up there, but I still never trust City's defense because I go like, oh, every week they might concede one. At the moment, they don't look like they're fully controlling games. Newcastle, Sunderland, Fulham, Anderson, but Anderson is probably the only one. Leeds, how is Leeds up there? Very interesting. So Leeds have been conceding more than what they should be conceding. Crystal Palace, which is what everyone's gone and got. Liverpool defense, Brighton defense, Villa defense. Not many elite defenders. At the bottom, these are the bottom. Yeah, I guess maybe, but even Liverpool defense is Van Dijk or no one. Can't really trust anyone else. Who should I bench if I roll? If you roll, in terms of benching, you would be benching Tarkowski this week. You could also potentially, might sound a bit crazy, but you could even bench Waltemade and start Senesi. So you end up playing like a 4-5-1 formation. Sounds a bit crazy, but that is also something you could potentially look at doing. 4-5-1, start Senesi and Chalaba. Bench Tarko, Waltemade and Krupi Jr. Is that a bit too crazy? Might be, no? Or am I speaking sense? I don't know. Chat, am I speaking sense or is that a bit too much? Chelsea defenders score goals. That's Reece James mainly. Or Kukurea. Hello, could you check my team? I just joined the league. Okay, I can probably do that, yes. So this is Andy's team as well. Andy says, Andy, what was the question? You were like, who to bench this week? Pretty good team. I mean, the bench, I think, looks like the correct bench, to be fair. I think this bench looks good. I don't see anything that you would want to change on this team. It's a pretty solid team, not gonna lie. Pretty jealous. And then this one was Freddy's 130. I'm looking to swap Esteve for Gue, he says. Tiger, do it. Oh, Tiger, don't you have a wildcard as well? When do you plan on wildcard in? And then Dan, who just joined. Why is he not appearing? Aha, here we go. This is Dan's team as well. Dan, you'll have to wait a bit, just a few minutes. 77 points, nice, well done. I'll just quickly have a look at these teams as well. So Freddy, 82 points, solid week. What's the plan, Freddy? What do you plan on doing? Playing wildcard, yes, says Tiger. Fair enough. How do I line up? I think the way you've lined up Andy is perfect for this week. Like, who would you bench otherwise? Like, surely you probably don't start Gakpo, right? If you were to start Gakpo over who? I don't even really know over who you would start Gakpo. I think this is fine, to be honest. Everton might keep a clean sheet against Fulham. They might. True. Fair points. Which is why I'm like 50-50 on selling Tarkowski or keeping. It'll be very ironic that the week I actually decide to sell Tarkowski, he goes and like keeps a clean sheet. It actually might happen, and will be very funny. But I'm just burning points by not having Guehi and a second Arsenal player. To be honest, I'm just burning points like nothing by not having them and just having Tarkowski. I'm just losing against the field by doing that. That's the thing. And then this is Patrick's team as well. Patrick, are you here? Freddy says most likely roll to Gameweek 12 and get Szoboszlai for Endai. Fair enough. I think this team you just start, but you probably start Senesi or Mukiele, and then that's it, right, for this week. Everything else just plays the same way. Oh, shall I get Munoz in? No, I prefer Guehi. Tiger. If I'm not doing bad, I can bench Gakpo. Yeah, I think you can. And then this was Patrick's team. Patrick, I know Patrick was in the chat. What happened to Patrick? Patrick was, would you swap Timber and Munoz for Gabriel and Guehi? I think I answered that for a -4, and I said yes. Alderete is also there. I think I said yes for this. However, I also think you need to improve. How much money does Patrick have? Patrick has 0.4. Fair enough. I'm just wondering where the cash has gone. Rhea is also there. So I think, yeah, Patrick, I think those moves, I'll probably do that -4. Man, I almost got him Mateta when he was 7.8, and one night Bro jumped to 7.9, and now I got more money. Honestly, the last couple of weeks, I've made more money than points by owning even Mbuemo, man. He's gone up like by 0.2 point. He's 8.4. When I bought him, he was 8.1. I've got more cash from Mbuemo than points since owning him. I only got 2 points. I got a 0.3 rise from Mbuemo since owning him. Honestly, it's insane. You guys should just like and subscribe for increasing team value, not getting points. Can you check my team? Just join the league. I will load your team up as well. So this is Dan's team. And Oscar, where are you? Oscar, where did you? I can't. Just join the league. Here we go. Aha. There we go. Ta-da-da. That's Oscar's team. Alright, let's start with Dan first of all. 77 points. Pope, Guehi, Timber, Gabriel, Semenyo, Saka, Enzo, Sa, Haaland, Mateta, and Walter Mara. Xhaka on the bench. Oh, sad times. Dan, what were you planning on doing? Where is Dan? Dan was here from you. Is it Dan or is it Dante? Dan Tange. Is it Dan or Dan? I need to pronounce this correctly because this is Belgium. Belgium? Yes. Is it Dan or is it? I think I'm pronouncing this. You need to let me know how I pronounce this. How I pronounce your name. I was planning to roll. Yes. Fair. Okay. Who does Xhaka have this week? Arsenal. Nothing's coming there. Yeah, you could actually roll. There's no real. I mean, Walter Mart is the only one who eventually can be sold. Doesn't have to be sold just yet. but eventually can be sold. Saka, Semenyo, Enzo, Sa, that's all pretty good as well, to be honest. Yeah, the first pronunciation is correct. Dan. Okay, nice. So then I was correct. Okay, good. All right. Honestly, you can actually roll this team. You could actually roll. If you really wanted to, you can start Senesi over Walter this week. If you wanted to. And then Mithil says, how about Saka to Rice, Krupi to Mateta? Saka to Rice, Krupi to Mateta. It's a bit risky, but I don't know, looks valid or roll. Saka to Rice, Krupi to Mateta. It could work, but buying Krupi Jr. is basically, at this point, if you buy Krupi Jr., you're probably never starting Krupi Jr. With Evan Nelson back, Krupi Jr. is a no-go. So basically, if you played your bench boost and you want to have a dead spot as the forward, then yes, Krupi Jr. is completely fine to buy. Then that's completely fine. Then I don't. It's a bit risky selling Saka and buying, but Declan Rice is not too bad in terms of the points he's been accumulating recently. Declan Rice is not too bad. I think you could potentially, you might. Wait, you said Krupi to Mateta, right? Oh, I took that. I read that the wrong way. I thought you was buying Krupi Jr. No, actually, that might potentially work out. It's a bit risky selling Saka, but I think you might actually make more points because Saka plus Krupi versus Declan Rice plus Mateta. Declan Rice plus Mateta is a better combination in terms of points. So overall, you might actually do well. Caleb, welcome. Can you check my team? Where in the mini league? Let me know anywhere. 9th in your league. 9th in the league. Damn. 104 points. What? Caleb, can you tell me what the lottery numbers are? I looked on Hub. My bench boost looks amazing times. Now I don't have it. And then this is Oscar. Rhea, Gabriel, James, Van der Ven, Semenyo, Kudus, Mbuemo, Saka, Drewsbury Hall, Mateta, and Haaland. Oscar, right? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that also correct. Can you let me know what you were planning on doing? You probably want to get rid of Spurs, potentially. Should I sell Walter Mata this week or not? You could. Who are you looking to buy? Danny Welbeck. Who else? Would I buy Joe Pedro? I don't know. Joe Pedro feels like a trap always. I mean, Leon Delap is back. Who else would you buy? Probably Danny Welbeck only, right? Any other strikers that kind of, maybe Thiago potentially, but like, yeah, I think Danny Welbeck is probably the one you potentially buy in terms of form. Okay, he's gone now. Sell, might as well get 4.3 forward and third sub him for cash, yeah. How about captaincy? Captaincy, I'm on Haaland. I see no reason why not to switch. I see no reason to have someone else. I mean, it's Haaland or Gabriel if you guys wanted to get, to be honest. Can you guys suggest another captaincy? Mbuemo against Spurs, but opening fixture, Gandhi, blah, blah, blah. Maybe Haaland. Honestly, the form Haaland is on. If someone can give me a convincing argument of why we should not captain Haaland this week, I am happy to listen and wait. But at this moment, it's Haaland. And then Oscar is thinking Van der Ven out for Guehi, and then Drewsbury Hall out somehow. So if you do Van der Ven, who is at 4.8, what's your sell price? 4.7 or 4.8 to Guehi? So it's like 0.2, 0.3 difference. Drewsbury Hall 4.9. It's probably 4.9 for you. You have 1.2. So 4.6. You'll have 4.8, 5.8. You'll have 5.8 million potentially. 5.8 to 5.7 million you probably have. And you want Kudus out as well. Semenyo, Mbuemo, Saka. Let's say you went and got a Liverpool player the following week and not this week. Maybe you bench KDH for this week. and you play a back four of Senesi, Gabriel, James, and Guehi. This week you play a back four. You bench KDH for 1 week. You can sell Kudus to either Caicedo or Enzo. Is there anyone else that we'd want to get? Like Liverpool will be from Game Week 12 onwards, right? Anyone else? I mean, United attack is another option. United attack you already have though. You have Embuemo. So you could probably get Chelsea. You could have a look and see based on, like, let's say you wanted a Liverpool player from Game Week 12. And if it was Szoboszlai or Gravenberg, and then depending on that, you could choose whether you wanted to get Caicedo or Enzo. Is there anyone else that we're missing out on from a attacking point of view? Fixtures, who stands out? He's already got United attack. City, it's only Haaland. Liverpool from Game Week 12. Palace, I mean, Ismail Sarr potentially. You could probably do Ismail Sarr, but do you want to go and buy Ismail Sarr now itself? Doesn't have to be. Anyone else from attack? Not really, right? Morgan Rogers from Game Week 12 as well, potentially. Could be an option. He did hit the bar, Rogers, to be honest. I can't think of many other midfielders you'd want. Caicedo, Declan Rice, Morgan Rogers, Szoboszlai or Gravenberg, and Ismail Sarr. Those are basically 6 midfielders. If I was to watch list, those are probably the 6 midfielders. Anything higher would be Bruno Fernandes. Like, Bruno Fernandes would be the other, like, the premier midfielder. But that's basically it in terms of midfielders that I'd want. No Rogers for me. Really? He's been playing decently, right? But yeah, fair enough. Maybe no Rogers, but like, yeah, I can't name. There aren't that many midfielders who are doing well this season, unfortunately. Paqueta has only 1 more week, unfortunately, so there's no point going and buying Paqueta. Best forward picks: Haaland, Mateta, Joe Pedro. Not Joe Pedro. Why did I say Joe Pedro? Danny Welbeck. That's it. Maybe Gyökeres if he's like fit. Rogers might be a shot. He gave me a solid amount of points last season. Yeah, I don't mind Rogers, to be honest. Like, I don't mind him. Like, I can't. There aren't that many options. Gakpo, yes, Gakpo is a hit or miss. The thing is, Gakpo is never involved in bonus points as well. That's the other issue. So, like, I prefer Gravenberg and Szoboszlai over Gakpo. If he proves himself, yeah, that's the thing. That's why Rice is a pick over 3 Gunners defenders. Well, he's got double Arsenal defense already, so that Declan Rice is out of the question for him. So yeah, there aren't that many other midfielders. Tendai, how are you doing? Welcome. And then this was Tiger's team: Petro, Richards, Van de Ven, Gabriel, Shaw, Bruno, Eze, Semenyo, Weaver. Well done on that one. Haaland, JP and Endai, unfortunately, on the bench. Unfortunate times. So, Tiger, what were you planning on doing? Tiger was looking at getting in a defender. Tiger, what were you planning on doing again in terms of moves? What's Joe Pedro's next few games? I'm sorry because I know you sold him. It's actually pretty good. He's got Wolves and Burnley. It's actually pretty good. Not gonna lie. It's just that I don't trust him. And if you've sold him, I wouldn't look to go and buy him again. I think Spurs made him look good, partially. Liam Delap back could be an option as well, but nah, he might get a red card and get sent off again. Tiger says Guehi in for Van de Ven. Yes, fair enough. I actually don't mind that. Any other moves are you looking at, Tiger? Any other moves? Or just that one? Sam, welcome Sam. How are you doing? 82 points this week. Ooh, thinking Gyökeres, Thiago, Newcastle look exposed. Brentford looking good. I have no Chelsea cover this week. I also don't have any Chelsea cover this week. Maybe I should go and buy some Chelsea cover. But they are about to play a new manager from Wolves. I don't even know who Wolves are going to get, but they're about to get a new manager bounce. 140 Frank's Army. I have no clue what I'm doing this week. Welcome to the club. Because I'm still deciding. I'm probably doing a defensive transfer. I just don't know which one. Joseph, how are you doing? Just join and we'll go back to the start when we finish. No worries. Where were we? 140 Frank's Army. So this is Tiger's one. Only the one? Okay, so Tiger's just doing Van Neven to Gray. I think that's not too bad. You probably start Joe Pedro this week. Do you... Who are you starting? Joe Pedro and then anyone else? Could you check my chat? Which one did you say, Mithil? Okay, one more option. Tarkowski to Timber. Okay, let me bring your team back up, Mithil. Dance, Patrick. Is Patrick still here? I don't know if Patrick is here. Jamie, where is Mithil? Ah, here we go, Mithil. So the other option was Tarkowski to Timber. Saka to someone like Minte or some other 6.4 midfielder. And Krupi to Mateta, but we'll take a -8. Ooh, I wouldn't take a -8. I would probably do the Declan Rice and I would do the Declan Rice and Mateta move instead, and bench Tarkowski this week, and then you can get Tarkowski out next week, or you could even start Tarkowski this week. To be honest, I wouldn't do the -8 for that, Mithil. I'll just do like the Declan Rice and the Mateta one. I sent you the other team, says Tiger. Is the other team the Mrs. team? Jamie has sent me a team as well. Jamie, what did you do? Oh, this is Jamie's current team. Gabriel, Van Dijk, Kukurea, Wan-Bissaka, Saka, Semenyo, Reinders has got to go, Jamie. Reinders has got to go. Rice 5 points this week. Only 5 points. I'm still thinking a -4 Rice and Mateta, but I'm willing to take it. Yeah, that -4 is fine. That one I think is fine. My team? Oh, okay. Hold on. This is Caleb's team. Where did my Instagram go? I think I loaded your team. Wasn't this the team, Tiger? Wasn't this the team? Alright, this is Caleb's team. Caleb, for future reference, I wanted to go JP to you. Oh, bench boost. Oh, this is a pretty good bench boost. 9, 18, what is this? 21? 9, 18, 21. And 28 points on a bench boost. Well done, actually. That's not a bad bench boost. 28 points. That's a hit on a one. No wonder you got 104 points. That is a solid bench boost alongside Van Heck and Minte as well. Pretty solid bench boost. Well played. Good stuff, Caleb. That is a solid bench boost. 11k Gameweek rank. That is solid. That's a W bench boost. Nice. Good stuff. That's the points. Yes. Okay, I see the one that you mentioned. You mean this one? Oh, okay. You have Petrovic bench. I should actually think about Petrovic bench a bit more against West Ham. Nah, I probably might still start Petrovic. So you were trying to do Van der Ven to Guehi. I'll probably start Guehi then, right? Over Shaw? Probably start Guehi over Shaw? Tiger? Or do you want to start Shaw? I'm a good scout, not a good FPL player. I'm going okay on draft. That's true. Can I send you my team? Yes, you can, Tendai. You can send it over. So basically, JP to Gu, then Minte to Bruno, and Van Heek to Senesi. Van Heek to Senesi, Minte to Bruno. But with JP and Minte returning, I'm not so sure. 3 free transfers, 0.6 in the bank. Have to go, but I'll watch the stream back tomorrow once you get around to it. 3 free transfers. JP to Gu. Would I do that this week? So this week I would start Timber, Gabriel, Richards. Would I start Van Heck? Probably not. So you'll play a back three. You'll play Enzo, you'll play Minte, you'll play Semenyo, you'll play Sa, you'll play Saka. Actually, you might potentially even bench Minte. Do you need to do it this week to bring in Bruno Fernandes? JP to give. I actually might give JP this upcoming fixture against Wolves, to be honest. I might actually give JP the fixture against Wolves because Liam Delap will potentially play, which maybe should be pretty decent for JP. Then you probably start Semenyo. You probably play Enzo. Play Enzo, Semenyo, Saka, and Sa over Minte. I think you can roll the transfers you were wanting to do. You can give it one more week and then do the moves that you are planning on doing. There's no real rush to bring in Senesi this week because it's against Aston Villa. I think, Caleb, you can probably roll and then do the moves you are planning on doing, like the next week. So yeah, that's, I think, what's my answer probably. Can I send you my team? I read that. Where he looks better. Yes. If I get Rice and Mateta, who to bench? If you get Rice and Mateta, who to bench? Where is the team again? This is Jamie's team. This is Mateta. If you get Rice and Mateta, so Rice is basically Saka. Mateta will come in for Walter Mada. Oh wait, Mateta was coming in for Krupi Jr., right? I think my answers would have still put in. So then I would have started Chalaba over Tarkovsky. So you'll have Tarko, Senesi potentially. I think Tarkovsky, Senesi. And funnily enough, I might actually be end up benching Walter Mada. Like I would probably have Walter Mada, Senesi, and Tarkovsky on the bench. Chat, is that too much? Walter Mada, Tarkovsky, and Senesi on the bench. What do we think? 132 Yokeris of Valhalla. 132. Here we go, 10 dice team. And then this was Sam's team. We had a look at Caleb's team as well. Sam's team here. Mateta for Krupi. Yes, Pedro as a 10 is the best kind of Pedro. That is true. Don't get Califiori. Warning, it's a waste of a gunner spot and points for price. No bonus, not Defcon, and assist have dried up. Fair enough, which is why I'm leaning towards the whole Declan Rice. I might actually end up doing Declan Rice, to be honest. And Guehi. I don't know. We'll see. Hard call. Yeah, that is a tough one, but I think that's Bournemouth might keep a clean sheet though. Well, you're gonna have to sacrifice points somewhere. Then your other option includes I don't even know. Do you have a bench boost? You've used a bench boost. Then in that case, it's one of Sa or Enzo that end up getting benched. If you wanted to start Senesi. But who said it? I think who mentioned that Bournemouth's attack? I mean, Brighton's attack has been pretty good this week. No, but that's against Guehi. If you think Bournemouth are keeping a clean sheet, Chalaba. Then you could potentially still bench Chalaba in that case. So you start Senesi and bench Chalaba. Might be a bit. I mean, Chalaba could keep a clean sheet this week, but you could probably go, okay, new manager bounce for Wolves and they probably get something. So then you bench Chalaba in that case. That's another option. This was Sam's team. Before Sam, who was it? Oh, Caleb. We had a look at that. Sam's team, 62. Roya, Gabriel, Byrne, Mukiele, Mbuemo, Kudus, Sa, Semenyo, Gyökeres, Walter Marda, Haaland, Caicedo, Tarkowski, and Senesi and Dubravka. I don't know what to do. Help. I'm possibly taking a -4 from Gyökeres. So what are we doing? Gyökeres to what? Mateta? What's the other -4? Is it Kudus out? You probably start Caicedo this week, right? You start Caicedo over Kudus. Gyökeres to who? Sam? Mateta? And then sell Tarkowski? Potentially? Or you start Senesi this week over Mukiele. Dan Burn. He could also probably leave, to be honest. You could probably start Tarkowski over Dan Burn, to be honest. Start Caicedo. There are a few question marks on. I don't know who you're actually doing. Yes, and then Kudus out possibly. I haven't thought full of it. So if you were going to do Kudus out, so like let's say if you're doing Kudus out, you could go and get Declan Rice if you wanted to, because Saka is out of the budget, right? So Declan Rice is an option. Like you could do Kudus to Rice, Gyökeres to Mateta. And also start Caicedo this week. Potentially at the cost of benching Walter Marda. Benching Walter Marda for sure, says Mithil. I mean, like who else would we bench, right, this week? Like, okay, so let's say you didn't bench Walter Marda, right? You have Mateta, Haaland. So your benching option is either you bench Walter Marda or you bench one of the midfielders. Sa has Brighton. Now, Brighton at home as well. So, I mean, he could do well. Sa could do well. Sa has Brighton. Enzo has, what, Wolves. Saka has Sunderland. Semenyo has Aston Villa. And Endai has Fulham. I mean, all of the 5 midfielders have really good fixtures. The problem is these midfielders don't seem to be getting any attacking returns these days. Unless they're defensive midfielders, all the other attacking midfielders for some reason decided that they're not going to get any attacking returns. Except for Endai, who's been a baller, to be honest. And then you have Walter Marda, who's playing away from home. And Newcastle haven't won a away game so far this season. That's kind of the reason why I'm thinking of benching Walter Marda. Now, he could get a goal, but based on like data and information we have available at the present moment, you probably bench Walter Marda compared to the rest, right? Just based on the present information we have. Rice will be in contention for Arsenal Player of the Season again this year. He will be, but I'll tell you now, I think Gabriel is winning that award. Gabriel, I think, okay, forget FPL. Gabriel has just been insane for Arsenal. I think Gabriel ends up winning that award this season. Benching Walter, then it's away. They ain't winning. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm interested in the lineups tonight. Champions League? Are we talking Champions League? I'll tell you now. I don't know about Spurs. I'll tell you now. Real Madrid are going to play Liverpool. And Trent Alexander-Arnold will be on the bench for Real Madrid. I can tell you that now itself. Probably, most likely. Arsenal actually can afford to rotate quite a bit against Slavia Prague. Alright, so back to Sam's team. Possibly, yep, I just need ideas. Yeah, so I think Gyökeres to Mateta, Kudus to Declan Rice. That's a couple options. The other option is Gyökeres to Mateta, Walter Marda to can't really go and say Joe Pedro. I mean, Danny Welbeck is another one, but I'm benching Welbeck this week. But yeah, he's also not too bad. Gyökeres to Mateta, Kudus to Rice. Who else can you sell Kudus to? Kudus, you have Caicedo already, so you're not looking to go. You have Mbeumo, you have Sa, Semenyo. You could potentially bench Kudus this week and start Caicedo. So you bench Kudus instead, and then you do Kudus out into a Liverpool midfielder in game week 12. So like in game week 12, you do Kudus to a Liverpool midfielder. So you bench him this week. You start Caicedo. You play 3-4-3 maybe if you wanted to start Walter, or you play a 3-4. So actually, you play a 4-4-2 formation as well, where you do Gabriel, Senesi, Tarkowski, and you probably sell Dan Burn, or even potentially sell Tarkowski to a second or not second. Actually, go and get like Guehi since you have double Arsenal defense. You can probably go and get Guehi from Palace for Dan Burn or even Tarkowski. Like, let's say if you did for Dan Burn, you'll have a defense of Gabriel, Guehi, Tarkowski, and Senesi this week. You play a 4-4-2 formation and you bench Walter. That's another option as well, Sam. So those are a couple options. Just depends on how you want to approach it. -4 burnout. I get Saliba, California in. That has triple Arsenal defense. I probably wouldn't do that. I'm doing well in Champions League fantasy. Ooh, Pedro is a very good pick going forward. It just stunk people having him the last few weeks. I mean, I don't know. At this point, I don't know if we're overreacting because it was Spurs and Spurs was so bad, or he's probably now doing well. I don't know. I don't want to just judge it on one game week because we've had 7 to 8 game weeks worth of information where Joe Pedro didn't take a single shot on target, and suddenly he faces Spurs, who probably played the worst they've ever played since 2012-13. That's how bad they actually was. And they managed to give Joe Pedro, who hadn't taken a single shot in the last 7 to 8 game weeks, had 5 shots on target. So yeah, Guehi I like a lot. Yeah, that's something else where you can do. Wait for tonight to happen and wait and see. Okay. Best Liverpool triple up for game week 12 and Man City for game week 13 onwards. The best City player is Haaland. The second best City player is probably no one at the moment. And the third best City player, well, there isn't anyone. Like, at this point, City are playing in such a way that it's just Haaland and no one else. Like, everyone else is probably... Like, Foden is the one who's getting good minutes, but he's not getting enough points. Cherky got points, but then doesn't get minutes. It's just Haaland and no one else for Man City. In terms of Liverpool, triple up might be too much for Liverpool. They won one game, yes, but that was just mainly down to Aston Villa just being tactically bad. However, there are options from Liverpool. Like I don't rate Liverpool's defense yet, so I probably wouldn't go defense. But I think Gravenberg and Szoboszlai are cheap alternatives in that Liverpool attack. In terms of midfield, if only Isak wasn't at Liverpool, I would have said Ekitike would have been a very nice pick as well, because I think Ekitike is a very nice player. But as Isak is there, it's just not possible to own, to be honest. You can just never trust Ekitike in terms of minutes because of Isak. Trent mural just vandalized, by the way. White paint all over it. Fair, not gonna lie. It's probably expected. It's the worst game I've ever seen from a Spurs team in my life, and I've seen us lose to Bayern, Newcastle, and the list goes on. Yep. Best 3 Man City players: Haaland, and Haaland. Yes. Foden outside chance, but hard catch Foden every season purple patch. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just Haaland. Alright, this was Jamie's team. And also Mandy, welcome to the football chat box. This is Jamie's team. I don't know if Jamie, what were you doing with Reinders? I think I asked this question. That was what I asked. And then this is Tendai. Tendai. Tenda has 82 points. Well played. Sells Gabriel, Timber, Van der Ven, Paqueta, Bruno, Semenyo, Grealish, Haaland, Mateta, Gyökeres. So, Mr. Tendai, the question to you is... Damn, Gyökeres got 2 bonus points by playing only 45 minutes. To be fair, he played really well. He probably should have had 2 assists as well in that 45 minutes. My question to you, Mr. Tendai, is what moves are you doing? And how many free transfers do you have? And you have 0.4 in the bank as well. Alright, I'm gonna head out. I gotta go to bed. Wake up for Champions League. Cheers for the ideas. No worries. Yeah, I think this is the last team we're gonna do, and then I'm gonna call it a day as well. And then I'll see you all on Thursday for the podcast. Salah, Szoboszlai, then Gakpo, best 3 reds, maybe Van Dijk, but there are better picks. Salah is too expensive, that's the only thing. I think Szoboszlai, I'll probably add Gavenberg. Gakpo maybe as well, but he doesn't get bonus points. Alright, we'll stop with Tendai's team. Is there anything from Tendai? Have I missed anything else as well? Hopefully I haven't missed anyone else's questions. No, I have not. I think I have seen everyone's teams that was supposed to come in. Thinking Gyökeres to Thiago, and then next week Paqueta or Reinders to Rice. Only 1 transfer this week. I'll probably get rid of Paqueta. I mean, I'll probably get rid of Reinders. He's apparently carrying an injury as well, right? Apparently, according to Pep. Probably sell Reinders next week. What time? Podcast? Thursday, the same time as last week. I mean, same time as this stream started. So this stream started at 9 o'clock Sydney time. I think we're looking at 9 o'clock on Thursday. Let me actually confirm. I did ask Roy. What time did he say? 9:30. Oh, sorry, 9:30 Sydney time on Thursday. That is basically 6:30 for those of you Singapore, Malaysia. 4 p.m. for those of you in India and South Asia time zone. For those of you in the UK, that will be 10:30 in the morning. And for those of you in the Eastern Coast, 6:30 in the morning. Nihal, hello Ryan, would you bench boost this team? Pope, Dubravka, Timber, Gabriel, Roden, Anderson, Senesi. Roden is playing Forest. Actually, that's not too bad. Anderson, Fulham versus Everton. Yep. Senesi is playing Aston Villa. Dubravka is playing West Ham. Pope is playing Brentford. That might be a slightly unexpected one. Saka, Semenyo, Enzo, Josh King against Everton. That's a 50-50 one. So you have King on the bench, followed by actually you might even potentially be benching Pope this week. But anyways, let's say you have King for Fulham. You have Dubravka on the bench as well. Mateta, Haaland, Walter. Probably have Walter on the bench. Oh well, you probably start him as well. Actually, that's not a bad bench boost. It's all reliant on Newcastle players as well. It could work out actually, that bench boost. Josh King. Will Josh King get something against Everton? If there was like Harry Wilson or even Sessegnon, maybe if are you doing any transfers, Nehal, for that team? You could potentially bench boost that team. Or are you looking to do any transfers on that team? Rice is a 5-point man this week. 10 a.m. Yes, 10 a.m. Yes. 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m.? 10:30 a.m. I think. Rice is Declan Rice only a 5-point player this week? You mean like 5-point as a base or 5-point as a max? If that's 5-point as a base, I am definitely up for it. No transfers, 1 free transfer. 1 free transfer. Trying to pick 1 player to get this, probably not worth it. Honestly, I don't mind that. You could potentially bench boost that. The only thing is like Leeds, Roden, He's probably not going to keep you a clean sheet. Like Leeds have been pretty poor away from home, but it's against Forest. You probably might be able to bench boost that team. If you can get 10 points from the bench boost, I think it's a success. It's a very hit or miss because the thing is you've got Pope who is away from home, you've got Walter who is away from home, and Newcastle away from home haven't been that great recently. Leeds Roden also hasn't been that great recently away from home. Was thinking Anderson to Chalaba. Yeah, you could probably do that as well. If you can you do Josh King to someone? Probably not, right? Can't afford anyone. Who would you have next week in that? So you have Pope. Pope next week has City. Okay, that's out of the question. Never mind. Dubravka has Chelsea. Yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, I think probably this week. Yeah, it's potentially possible. You could potentially bench boost that team. Would I do Anderson to Chalaba? I don't see too much of a difference between Anderson and Chalaba this week. Like Fulham against Everton, Anderson could get you some DEFCON as well, to be honest. Everton are not really a high scoring team as well. So yeah. Rice 8 points max. 8 points only against Sunderland. I'll probably keep Endai then for this week. So I probably still go and get Guehi. Even though Arsenal is more likely to keep a clean sheet than Crystal Palace. It's just like Guehi will get DEFCON as well, that's the thing. Anderson to Munoz also possible. Could you do Rodon to Guehi? That is also possible, isn't it? Rodon to Guehi. If you do Rodon to Guehi, I might be way more interested. Then I'd probably say, yeah, bench boost is on. But then you end up in a situation where your defense is very expensive going forward after that. And then you probably want to downgrade. Yeah, you have 4 expensive defenders already. Yeah, maybe Anderson to a Crystal Palace defender is not too bad as well, to be honest. Yeah, Anderson to Munoz or even Anderson to Guehi is not too bad. Maybe Anderson to Guehi is not too bad. Yeah, one of those two. Rodon to Guehi is also. Yeah, Rodon to Guehi is also possible. It's just that if you want to make budget in the future, like if you want to free up funds, you'll be looking at removing Anderson back to a 4 million defender. That's the thing. So you don't want to. That it's not worth it to like just for the bench boost to go up and then you have to spend another transfer to go down again. So that's not worth it. Maybe just do Anderson instead. Kind of have to think long term as well and short term at the same time. But yeah. Alright. So that's Nehal's team as well. Tendai's team is also okay. Alright. I think we'll stop it there. We've been going for an hour and a half, which is good. I want to play 4-4-2 in the future. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Then Anderson to Guehi helps you with that. Because then you have 4 solid defenders. Timber, Gabriel, Senesi, Guehi. That's pretty good, I think. Alright. Anderson will get DEFCON. This week he might, yes. Might not keep a clean sheet though, but yeah. Alright. We'll end it here. We'll end it there. Podcast on Thursday and deadline stream. Thankfully, it's on a Friday, actually an early time. I can actually watch a game of United without being half asleep. So yes, podcast Thursday, deadline stream Saturday. I'll see you all on Thursday. Are there any needs for wildcard videos? I don't think so, right? I'll probably do a wildcard video during the international break. For those of you who will be looking to plan your wildcard then. But yeah, have a good one, everyone. Good night to those of you on this side of the world, and good afternoon, and enjoy the rest of your day for those of you on the other side of the world. Until then, have a good one, and I'll see you all on Thursday. Peace out.